What's up, guys? I'm RedHerring, and I'm excited to bring you this StarCraft 2 match between MYiMedic, the pink Terran spawning on the bottom right of Ohana, and on the top left we have mMeMuni, the red Protoss. So this is going to be a TVP, and this was a clan war match, and I believe this was the first game from the series here. And I'm not sure if I'll actually be casting the whole series. I know I'll at least bring out this game for you, as I've heard this was an excellent game. I actually have not pre-watched it, so my reaction to this will be organic as they come. And yeah, hope you guys are pumped. As I mentioned, I'm RedHerring. I do have my own channel. I will put the link to that below. And of course, if you do like this content, do subscribe to the Clan My Intense YouTube channel, as there will be a lot more content to come. So I hope you guys are pumped for that. So let's look at this. Look at this EPM. Both players spamming it up, and as we can see from the actual APM, does not look as impressive when you look at the actions from that point of view. But it looks like Medic going for that Rax, walling off that that ramp there. Extremely standard. And Muni going for this gateway off Alpha 12. So it's not going to be a fast expand, as in like a 16, 15 Nexus, 17 Nexus, or anything like that. It's getting gas, so this could be a one gate expand. I would not be surprised if he actually went for something else. But on this map, especially, it really pays. To play it safe, because if you went for a fast expand on a two-player spawn position map with these direct rush distances, it could spell disaster if Medic decided to go for some sort of like rush, some sort of 3 racks, you know, Marine after his expand. It's actually, you know, it's kind of a later timing, but it gets your eco up as Terran, and it also puts on a good amount of aggression. So he's just playing it safe and actually going for that 1 rack expand, so extremely standard. He has that 1 rack, so he can start making that Marine. In fact, I would not be surprised to see him start that now. Looks like he's actually not. There he goes, making the Marine now, and whoa, he actually Muni actually gets the STV on the command center, so that's quite unfortunate for our Terran player, because that will force him. Well, he did bring down this STV, so he didn't really lose too much building time, but just losing that worker is quite demoralizing early game. Looks like he actually scouted up. Let's see what he saw. Everything basically, and is shoot away by that Zealot from Muni, and Probe chilling at the tower, just keeping tabs on any aggressive push, and this Zealot looks like he wants to make that happen. Medic being very wise, pulling it back. He wants to check this expansion, because if Muni decided to go for a 1 gate expand, his expand would be coming up around the 4:15 minute mark. He actually went for that Stalker, so it's not going to be a super fast expand. But if you went just like a Zealot first, or even just didn't make the Zealot and went straight for a Stalker, you could have that expand up around that time. He's actually going to be going for a little bit later expand, but there it goes, planting down right now. And if we look at Medic's, it just finished, so Medic's expand is going to be definitely substantially ahead of Muni's, and we'll have to see how that plays out. Looks like there are those 2 added racks that I was talking about. This allows Medic to put on a good deal amount of pressure if he so chooses to. There are ways to tech out of this, for example, getting a factory, getting waiting for stim and combat shield and concussive shell and all that stuff. He can play this in a very macro-focused way, or he can be very aggressive with it. So we'll see what he chooses to do here. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier, where you get your expand up first as Terran, and it allows you to get those mules going, get those SCVs producing, and then you can kind of get your aggressive push out after, as opposed to going for just a 3 rack straight off with no expand. A lot more all-in, because you won't have the economic advantage needed to recover if your attack fails. And looks like Muni still controlling the map very nicely. Actually has not poked out with the Stalker, I believe. I think he got that SCV kill, but he hasn't really done too much else. Oh, it looks like he killed 2 SCVs there, so did kill the Scout and the 1 making the command center. And did not push out the ramp. I guess didn't want to be slowed by any Marauders if there were to be. And whoa, looks like Muni not paying attention there for a split second. Now pulls them back. Nice micro by Medic, scooting, shooting that stalker away. Does take some hull damage, but he makes it to live and fight another day. And I like the scouting here. He's checking for any ninja expansions. Actually, didn't really run down there, but he checked this base here. Just want to check for pylons, check for expansions, and at the same time, try and sneak around any army here. Try and get up and see what the army composition is. He runs up there. He sees 3 sentries and a zealot. Maybe even saw a 4th sentry there, but basically it tells him, okay, the Protoss player really won't have a lot of gas. Especially for the later expansion that Muni took. He's just now getting 4 gas. Yeah, he will be on 4 gas here. And has his robotics facility out. Gonna get that observer to make sure that he can see what exactly Terran is doing. And here we go, getting Stim, has a 2nd tech lab. Probably gonna go for that combat shield as soon as he hits 100. And well, it looks like he's just going to focus on Marauders right now. He will probably get that combat shield sooner rather than later. And let's look at the income tab right now. 40 to 34, this is extremely standard. The Protoss player will always have more harvesters than the Terran player due to that Chrono boost. But if we look, you know, the income is actually relatively similar just because Terran does have mules. And mules are really good. So there we go. There's that concussive shell. And probably, yeah, there's the factory. And getting that missile turret, so playing it really safe actually, as he's getting +1 infantry weapons. That's going to be a nice touch. Protoss is getting +1 armor, and so that +1 armor actually tells me, yeah, there's the Twilight Council. So, you know, when you get the robotics facility, you can either go Colossus, or you can just get the robotics facility for like Observers and Immortals, maybe even Warp Prisms, and then go for like Templar, and go for charge lots and stuff like that. A more gateway focused army, and that armor definitely tells me he's going to be going into a gateway charge lot like Archon mix, just because if you went to Colossus, you would probably go for the attack upgrades first, as attack upgrades on Colossus are devastatingly good, whereas armor upgrades for Zealots make them quite hard to kill, and that will kind of be negated by this +1 attack from Terran, so that's a nice move on his part. There's the combat shields coming up, and starport with that reactor on the factory will switch the factory for the starport so that the starport instantly can start making double time medevacs, and choosing not to get his gas yet, rationing out his economy management quite nicely. Toss meanwhile getting 3 gateways for a total 3 more gateways for a total of 6. And let's see, kind of not too much happening on the map right now. Protoss has really good map control right now. Has a couple observers all across the map, 3 observers across the map, so that is actually really, really nice. This is something that Protoss players kind of have been doing for a while now. It kind of depends on play style, but some Protoss players will just get a bunch of observers out, kind of ring the map around their base. They know if drops are coming. These are to spot drops. They can get a Templar over here, feedback the medvac. Looks like a photon cannon coming down. So that's all to prevent drops, which is going to be very nice. We'll see if they will become effective, as Medic really doesn't have medevacs out. Medic doesn't have medevacs, but they're coming out right about now, and that factory floating over. Super standard has this observer here. He can see the bio composition. He's making sure, okay, it's not mech, it's not like Banshee, Marine, or anything crazy. But as I say anything crazy, I am taking note of this Ghost Academy. So he will be getting the Mobius Reactor, which gives Go some more energy, and we'll see. I guess he knows that. I think he picked up Observer there, but I guess he realizes, yes, you know, he is going for this Templar Archon a Zealot composition, and EMP is really good against those Templar and those Archons and these 4 sentries. So, oh, nice scan there. He's killed 2 observers, I believe, now, and just patrolling, roaming the map here. This composition, very, very, very mobile. He can, you know, against this, I feel like he should probably get out of there. I don't know why he's forcing this issue, you know. They're even in supply right now, but I feel like this composition from Muni can destroy this unless he goes for this sort of drop. So very nicely done. Dropping in the main, forcing the UC units to split up. This is the crucial point here. Oh, these force fields are kind of bungled. If you really wanted to get those sentries, you're supposed to leave the sentries here, take the rest of the army so that you can force field the ramp, and still have your main force to fight off the units up on the ridge there. But the bungled force fields are really hurting. But still, all of these units, these warpins, are being so good, constantly streaming down Zealots. The Stalkers doing quite a good deal of DPS, especially on those Marauders there. And Medic does have to back out, so does have a Marine here, so he knows there's no third. But whoa, this Marine probably wants to get out of there. Let's look at the units lost tab. Protoss was slightly behind, so a good exchange for our Terran player. But we'll see. He does have this third up, and he's just now making another factory. Oh, he did lose the factory that he sent to float over there. So making more racks, making a factory, another engineering bay. Needs to make a... Oh, you know what? He's making the factory because he can't make the armory, because he needs to get those +2 infantry weapons, but he can't do that without a factory to make the armory with. That is slightly unfortunate that his upgrades are delayed by that amount, because Protoss is actually getting +2 armor. I believe he's just at +1 right now. Yeah, so Protoss actually is not getting double force right now, but he's actually going for Colossus now, getting that Robotics Bay out. And he does have Templar, keep in mind, and getting that third. The third timers are going to be pretty similar, as this will wrap up and this will drop down. So I guess Terran will be slightly ahead. Going for that drop now. Let's see if this Observer can actually catch wind of that, as that would be very advantageous to Muni if he can position some High Templar feedback the mechs. And look at this. This is such a good reaction. Patrolling some Stalkers here. Has a couple cannons. He knows Terran tactics on this map, especially with such a wide wide base to drop on there. Just the angle of the base on the spawn position, and he knows that drops are a very real threat. So here come 3 medvacs, and I believe he actually did not. He might have caught like the very last, very edge of a medevac, but he actually destroys the cannons, destroys the Stalkers. Great reaction by Muni, pulling back these probes in the nick of time. He's actually going to go for that robotics facility, and he's going to take it down so fast. That +1 attack on those infantry, doing so much good. Oh, nice job by Muni. He actually didn't feedback, I don't believe, but he actually was able to kill that medvac and that Archon. He really wants to get it, but no, he actually gets out of there with 5 hit points. So those 3 Marauders and 2 Marines are very, very relieved, I would imagine. And probably wants to take these guys in gas as opposed to just loitering outside the refinery. But no obs next game. Oh, I do believe they were talking about having observers. And I guess Muni's thinking that Medic knew the weak point of his base, and from the observer that was watching and kind of chatted it over. I don't know. I'm not gonna debate on the tactics these players used in game. I'm just going to presume that everybody was being very sportsmanlike and not cheating at all, as that would be quite unfortunate. So yeah, it looks like Medic is slightly supply blocked. Could throw down a call down extra supplies, which is you know, it's kind of underutilized, I would say. He could throw one down right now and not be supply blocked. Actually, he's not supply blocked. So, okay, so I guess he just had a bunch of supply joes finish up. But anyway, coming out with all these ghosts here, 6 ghosts, and this almost maxed army. I'm not sure if he wants to wait to max or not, but nice, sending out this 1 Marine. Gonna scout the exact positioning of Muni, and Muni, after being scanned, knows there's an attack coming. Holy crap, they are cloaked ghosts. Oh my gosh, the EMPs were extremely amazing. And wow, he did not get the Templar, but all those Zealots gone. Pulling up into this choke to funnel the Zealots into there. There's a nice storm. Yeah, you gotta be careful engaging on chokes, because Templar with storm will shred anything on that ramp. But he gets out of there very nicely. Let's look at the units lost tab, still fairly even. Protoss is still slightly behind, but let's look at the income tab. 80 harvesters. Medic is a macro monster. 80 harvesters to 68. Workers killed tab 4 to 9, not too much of a difference there, but sending up the Zealot, going to scout for that 4th, and that 4th is actually going to mine there. I guess he wants to make this into a planetary fortress, as if he didn't care if he wanted to be an orbital command, he could have pre-made that, I would presume. But there goes the Zealot, just going to block that landing. Very nicely done by Muni. And Medic, did he stim everything? I think he did. That's a little bit careless, but you know, he has a lot of med. Oh, he doesn't have a lot of medvacs. So maybe he thought that the whole army was going to come up, but a little bit of a needless stim there. Let's look at the infrastructure of both players. We have a lot of barracks there. We have, what, 8, 9 barracks, 2 starports with both reactors. Getting +2. Wait, does he have +1 ship weapons? Does he have... Okay, he doesn't have armor. I'm actually kind of confused on why he's getting ship weapons. I guess he's going for Vikings, but... yeah, I guess he's going Vikings, so... little does he know that Mooney actually doesn't have any Colossus. Oh, he does. They're chilling back here, so... Oh, a double time Colossus, so actually that's the right call. Did he scan? No, he didn't scan it. So I guess he just presumes that Mooney will be going for that double time Colossus. I know he did drop in there earlier and see the robotics facility and the robotics bay, I guess, but yeah, I guess he just assumes that there will be Colossus coming, which would be good to do. Those workers are going to sacrifice themselves to the gods of war, free up supply. Survival of the fittest, I guess, in action. Those SCVs are like, can we even get hull damage on a Zealot? But no. There's some more SCVs going to die. So let's actually look at the income now. Oh, I was looking at it. Okay, 62 to 68. So yeah, around 60 harvesters on this many bases is good for Terran. He does want to have a lot of as big of an army size as he can get here against the Protoss Death Ball. The infamous Protoss Death Ball and 4 Colossus. Wow, so this is going to be really hard for Medic to break. This is the classic TPP matchup. Mooney's like, well, if you're going to sacrifice workers, I'm going to sacrifice workers too. Mooney getting this nice little wall. Now, I'm actually surprised on why he put the photon cannons before the gateways. Usually, kind of put them after, but I guess it doesn't really matter. Against Zerg, you would definitely want the gateways before, but now that I think about it, it really doesn't matter against Terran, as Terran is basically ranged anyway. Lots of money in the banks for both players. Terran, not so much gas, but you don't really need a lot of gas. It's actually nice he's not floating gas. A lot of Terran players float glass a lot, and there goes the engagement. Ghosts are all cloaked. Oh my gosh, the storms! The EMPs going down, but too late. I feel like the storms just shredded so much. Maybe they did. Wow. So 2-2 Marines shredding this 3-1 army here. Very nice micro from Medic. He pulled out. I thought for sure the storms were so devastating. He needs to split up these Marauders so they're not all taking damage from there, but these ghosts, the silent heroes of that confrontation, still cloaked. Wow, the Zealots coming in from the back. And the engagement going fairly evenly, I would say. Actually throwing the Terran player slightly behind, I would say. He was more ahead earlier, but evened up. But not disastrous by any means. So let's look at that income tab. Both players similar income. Terran player definitely muling this very nicely. 6 mules going down, so he's going to have a very nice income and is going to be able to spend that money. There we go. All that production coming down. 5 Marines, 5 Marauders, 1 Ghost, 3-3, almost finished. And I'm actually kind of worried for this Protoss player here. He definitely, you know, that double forge would have really been nice for him. He's kind of a bare bones army right here. And how many gateways does he have? I feel like he could use a lot more gateways. He has 9 right now. You know, oh, okay, so he has 11. 11 and getting the space up. I would like to see, you know, on 4 base, 11 gateways is a bit, it's a bit minimal. I would say 15 gateways on 4 base is a good amount to have, especially going for this base here. I guess due to the pace of the game, he's just been kind of hesitant on throwing down gateways as he wants to make those into Zealots like he's doing right now. Spreading his army all around the map, so this is actually quite nice by him. Getting that observer out, he realizes, okay, I've been EMP'd to death this whole game. I need to get these observers out, make sure that I'm not going to get my face EMP'd next engagement. Has a couple more racks over here and another starport, and has the sensor tower, so you can know if there's any flanks, any warp prism drops, any Zealot run-ins. I would like to see a missile turret here because Dark Templar are always a very real threat in PvP late game. And stemming the first handful of his units, that's a very nice touch there from Medic. Going up to kill those cannons, those storms ward him away. Nice job getting out of there quickly. And he's actually going to force this issue. Muni is slightly out of position here. Those storms making him dip out of there. And has these Vikings out now, but again, we have 3 Colossus here. Did we have more on the way? No. We have 3 Stalkers, +1 shields, a couple more cannons going down behind the gateways now, and this observer, seeing everything, he knows, wow, there's a lot of ghosts there. Holy balls. So let's see, is he going to snipe? Is he going to EMP? There's the EMPs, and cloak him. No, I guess cloaking would be useless since he does have a lot of cannons, but wow. everything being EMP. The Stalker's coming in with a nice blink. Oh, a counter blink to those Vikings, which were trying to flank in. But wow, they are getting, the Protoss units are getting bunched up, shredded to death by this deadly bio. And the bio could be stepping into the fray. There we go. Trying to target down those Colossus. Needs to be focused firing, as you really don't want to be shooting Zealots in this situation. You want to be shooting the Colossus. And Muni actually calls the GG there. So the capital is GG, so apparently he thought it was very well played, or he had caps lock on, but I would assume very well played from Muni. And Medic, very nice job taking the win here. Yeah, so this was basically, this was a solid PvT, or TVP, I guess, for you guys. I really liked Medic's timings. His knowledge of the game really allowed him to get those expands up very, very promptly. Crisp timings on his part, and just knowing where and when to hit that Protoss army. And Muni, he played a good game. The storms were insane, but in the end, he just couldn't keep up to Medic's insane aggression and macro. So one thing I did like from Muni actually was his awareness of drops, but it wasn't, in the end, it was not able to take the game. So great game by both players. But yeah, comment, rate, subscribe to this channel. I will put the link for my channel, my personal channel, where I do upload more content down in the description below. If you do like my personal style of casting, check that out. But otherwise, there would be a bunch of other casters on this channel. Please stay tuned, as things are going to get insanely crazy amazing.